Hello, dear student. I hope you are safe and healthy. Welcome to our new course in Semantics and Pragmatics. So this is our first lesson, which is going to be about an introduction of or an introduction to semantics. So we will start with semantics and then we'll move on to pragmatics later on. Well, we'll start with defining or with definition of semantics. So when we study semantics, we study the meaning, since the basic definition of language is means of communication, right? So when we communicate, we put sounds in certain combination to form words, and words in a certain combination to form meaningful sentences. So basically, semantics is a branch of linguistics concerned with the study of meaning. It is concerned with matters such as sense, what is sense, inference, these things we will deal with in the next videos. Presupposition, implication, etc. So semantics can be applied to entire text. We can study whole text, okay, or single words, phrases, sentences, text. So can be all studied by semantics. So when we communicate, we exchange messages. Messages carry meaning. Hence, meaning is very crucial part in linguistics. Whatever we communicate, uh, in all languages, we communicate meaning. Therefore, semantics is very important so that we can understand the meaning of messages that we send and we receive when we communicate with others. Right. So reasons behind the change of the meaning of the words. Meaning changes, right? So we are going to see why meaning changes or how it changes. Sometimes new concepts appear and you need to lexicalize those concepts. That is, you need to find a word for those concepts. This mostly happens in the field of medicine, technology, and science. Okay, so whenever something is invented in the field of medicine, technology, and science, in that language, we need to find in our language, for example, the related word or the word that we can refer to as that word that is invented in that language. Okay, it could be a medicine. For example, once aspirin is invented, then we need to find the meaning of aspirin in our language. So we need to lexicalize those concepts. Okay, this is just an example. Sometimes, all right, so we have the appearance of science and medicine and technology words, okay, that we need to lexicalize in language. So this is a new word, new meaning. So this is how we get uh, new words, and every word, of course, has a meaning. And we have the use of euphemism to talk about taboo issues, that is, replacing taboo words by a euphemistic one. So, for example, we have the word cock, which refers to the organ, the male organ, the sexual organ of man, and it means also a rooster. Okay, so people find it difficult to, because when you say a cock, people react to the other word, which is the sexual organ. So the meaning of cock is changing. Okay, the meaning of cock is changing to rooster. Now people mostly use rooster to mean the bird rooster, or if they say the cock, they mean the only the sexual organ. Okay, so the cock now is try or the meaning of cock is changing. Okay, there is only one meaning left, because at the beginning it had two meanings. Now, because of this reaction of people to when you use this sexual when you use the word, people react to the sexual organ. So this is why one meaning is changing, and cock is only left with the meaning, with one meaning, and the other meaning is moving to, I mean, to roster, only roster means the bird, all right? And then we have toilet. Toilet, now again, this is a taboo, okay, like a cock. It's a taboo word, okay? So when you say, when someone wants to go to bathroom, mostly they say, do you have, can you show me the way to the bathroom, for example? They don't say can you show me the way to toilet, okay? Toilet is like, when you use it, you don't, it's like um, you don't show some, politeness and respect, okay? So the meaning is changing to another word, which is euphemistic, okay? So roster is like a euphemistic word for cock. Bathroom is like a euphemistic word for a toilet. So linguistics claim that it is problematic to study meaning because meaning is not stable and depends on speaker's attention and hearer's interpretation. So when we talk to someone, or when they talk to you, they sometimes mean something. Okay, you have the meaning of what you exchange, the message, depends on the intent, the attention of the speaker. What does the speaker uh, intention? Sorry, it's not attention. Okay, it's intention. So it's the meaning. Okay, the meaning of the meaning of the message depends on the speaker's intention and the hearer's interpretation. Okay, what does the speaker uh, intend in what he said? What is his intention? And what is your interpretation? When you hear something, how do you interpret it? Okay, so this is very important, that this is why semantics is difficult to study, because you do have to get into speakers head to know what they mean, and this is very difficult. Okay, sometimes people say something but they mean something else. In this case, it is the context which helps you understand the meaning. Hence, studying meaning in isolation from context does not always enable us to understand meaning. Therefore, we need to move from semantics, which is the study of meaning in isolation from context, to pragmatics, which is the study of meaning in relation to context. All right. So sometimes, as this says, people say something, but they don't mean it. Okay, they don't mean that exactly what they say. So this is where we seek the help of pragmatics, okay? Because there are some words that depend on a context. You mean to know the meaning of some words, you need to relate them to the context in which they are used. So that's pragmatics. Pragmatics study meaning in context. Okay? Semantics studies the meaning of sentences in isolation from context. Okay, so when semantics fails or doesn't help you understand the meaning of a sentence, you resort to pragmatics, that is, to context, okay, meaning in context, to decipher the meaning of the message. In syntax, we use sentence as a grammatical notion. Okay, when we talk about sentence, it's like a grammatical notion that we use in syntax. But in semantics, we use proposition. Okay, propositions like the meaning or the content of a sentence or a message. Okay, so people exchange propositions. It's like the meaning of sentences. Okay, so proposition is going to be the word that we use in semantics. Semantics deal with propositions and pragmatics deal with utterances. Okay, utterances like is what people say, the speech. Okay, what they utter. Okay, that's that's utterance. Now we need, of course, to shed light on what is the scope, or what the scope of semantics is. Okay, what does semantics exactly deal with? So for semantics theory to be adequate, it must be able to assign to each word and sentences the meaning associated with it in language. Okay, so when we check dictionaries, you find every word has its meaning. every word meaning, and that's it. So this is the job of semantics, okay, to assign every word and sentences meaning that is associated with them, with those words and sentences, like in writing dictionaries. The other thing is that is semantics, it must take into consideration how words are ordered in sentences, that is syntax, because the order of words in a sentence affects the meaning. Okay, John likes Mary is not Mary likes John. It's not, it doesn't have, the sentence doesn't have the same meaning. Okay, so semantics should take into consideration how words are ordered, how words are put together, which comes first, which comes, okay, last, etc. So this is very important. Syntax affects semantics. It must also account for both lexical and structural ambiguity. Structure and lexical ambiguity. For example, in lexical ambiguity, we have, for example, the word bank. Okay, I am sitting by the bank. Okay, when you say, for example, I am sitting by the bank, this word bank can be the financial institution, the bank where you get money. And it also means the side of a river. Okay, the side of a river. Okay, so when you say I'm sitting, for example, by the bank, or I'm near the bank or something, there is an ambiguity here. Okay, we don't know what bank you mean. Is it the side of a river? Are you at the side of a river, or are you near the financial institution? So this is lexical bank in the sense that a lexical word has more than one meaning. And then we have structural ambiguity, in which we have which is syntactic. For example, okay, let me think about an example. For example, flying planes is dangerous. Flying planes is dangerous. Here, are we talking about the act of flying planes? Okay, that is driving. Okay, you fly a plane. Are we talking about the fact that you fly a plane, that is the act of flying planes is dangerous? Or we are talking about the planes that flying planes is dangerous? Okay, flying plane, for example, flying plane is dangerous. You can use here the singular. Flying plane is dangerous. It also means this sentence also means that planes that fly are dangerous. It's like we have planes that fly and planes that don't fly. Okay, this is just an example to show that the structure of a sentence sometimes can be ambiguous. Okay, so we have lexical ambiguity, word has more than one meaning, and structural ambiguity, where we have the ambiguity in terms of the syntax, in terms of for the structure of sentences. This is something that semantics also has to pay attention to. The last part is that semantics must include sense relations in the study of meaning. So we have in sense relation, basically we talk about synonymy, okay, words that have the same meaning, hoponymy, antonymy, okay, sorry, that's antonymy. Okay, so we have synonymy, hyponymy, antonymy, reference, sense. So we have a lot we will see them in the next videos. Okay, so this is just a scope, just a short, you know, and short and precise account for this scope of semantics. Okay, so this is very important, something that you need to pay attention. This is just an introduction. Okay, in the following videos, we're going to talk about each part of this. In terms of sensory relations, we're going to see all of them. and we're going to see a lot of other important issues related to semantics. And until then, have you guys a good day and take care of yourselves.